Yeah, all I'm saying, yeah man, I'ma tell him say, offensive security,
All our sec, them are the very best.
yeah man,
All our sec for penetration test.
penetration, yeah.
Who's our sec to educate the rest?
We call the expert DB online training, I've said who for me so is.
You must try harder to keep up the pace.
Come now.
Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
Disgrace.
Tell the competition them to take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest the game run the wild west.
OSCP, and OSCE, OSWP, and OSAA. I set up on like lion pon Serengeti. And I turn them fire while shooting at the confetti. When you have computer system with no integrity, and you need to give a test, call AppSec, you see. Best defense of what offense said they won't chop them, see. Proactivate your cover to get that security. Sniffing and diffing and hacking and cracking. I'll send the competition, crying and packing, spoofing and coding, debugging and scanning, delivering the good like them name Peyton Manning. Reversing what the competition cursing, them fishing, them wishing, what the other them just wishing. Employing exploits with the samurai precision. Offset company, them are division.
All our sec, them are the very best.
The best.
All our sec for penetration test.
Penetration, yeah.
Who's our sec to educate the rest?
We call the expert DB online training, I've said who for me so is.
You must try harder to keep up the pace.
Man boy,
Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
disgrace.
Tell the competition them to take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest the game run the wild
That
west.
you are a hero today, but boy they found ya 0 day. Them the Navy still the cracking, sell a lot in my pocket, and the rest of them are infantry. Them a king of the bugging, so them a straight tugging. When they come to the legal acting, and the other skills lacking. And say try harder, them resolve and never swear. At the training of the business competition second grade. The rest of those noobs who run the tools, say them not have what it takes to break the rules. Run up Kali Linux like a Jedi master, breaking out your system like a full-time blaster. Check NetHunter, boy, you know you have to cop it. Android system, you can hack from your pockets.
All our sec, them are the very best. All our sec for penetration test. Who's our sec to educate the rest?
We call the expert DB online training, I've said who for me so is.
You must try harder to keep up the pace. Otherwise you will be a big disgrace. Tell the competition them to take a rest.
I've said run the game, let me suggest the game run the wild west.
Can't test or say, can't test or say, oh, can't test or say, can't test or say, oh, pra pa 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 ping ping ping, hey.
Yeah man,
Check NetHunter, boy, you know you have to copy it. Android system, you can hack from your pockets.
offensive security. Yeah, all I'm saying, yeah man, I'ma tell him say, offensive security,
All our sec, them are the very best.
yeah man,
All our sec for penetration test.
penetration, yeah.
Who's our sec to educate the rest?
We call the expert DB online training, I've said who for me so is.
You must try harder to keep up the pace.
Come now.
Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
Disgrace.
Tell the competition
competition, them fi take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest it. Game run the Wild West. OSCP, and OSCE, OSWP, and OSAA. I've set up on the like lion pon Serengeti, and I turn them fire while shooting at the confetti. When you have computer system with no integrity, and you need to give a test, call AppSec, you see. Best defense of what offense said, they won't chop them, see. Proactivate your cover, they get that security. Sniffing and diffing and hacking and cracking. I've send the competition, crying and packing, spoofing and coding, debugging and scanning, delivering the good like them name Peyton Manning. Reversing what the competition cursing, them fishing, them wishing, what the other them just wishing. Employing exploits with the samurai precision. I've said company, them are division.
All I said, them are the very best. The best. All I said for penetration tests. Rules I said to educate the rest.
We call the expert DB and training. I've said who for me so
You must try harder to keep up the pace.
my boy.
Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
Tell the competition them fi take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest it. Game run the Wild West.
You are a hero today,
But boy they found ya
0 day.
Them the Navy seal the cracking, sell a lot the my pocket, and the rest of them are
Infantry.
them a king of the bugging, no so them a straight tugging. When they come to the legal acting, and the other skis lacking. Them say try harder, them resolve and never sweet. At the training of the business competition second grade. The rest of those noobs who run the tools, say them not have what it takes to break the rules. Run up Kali Linux like a Jedi Master, breaking all your system like a full-time blaster. Check NetHunter, boy, you know you have to cop it. Android system, you can hack from your pockets.
All I said, them are the very best. All I said for penetration tests. Rules I said to educate the rest.
We call the expert DB and my training. I've said who for me so is.
You must try harder to keep up the pace. Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
Tell the competition them fi take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest the game run the Wild West.
Can't test or say, can't test or say, oh, can't test or say, can't test or say, oh, pra pa 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 ping ping ping, hey.
Yeah man,
Check NetHunter, boy, you know you have to copy it. Android system, you can hack from your pockets. Offensive security.
yeah. All I'm saying, yeah man, I'm gonna tell him say, offensive security, eh.
All our sec, them are the very best.
Yeah man, yeah man.
All our sec for penetration test.
Penetration, yeah.
Who's our sec to educate the rest?
We call the expert DV online training, I've set room for me, so it's.
You must try harder to keep up the pace.
Come now.
Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
Disgrace.
Tell the competition them to take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest it. Jim run the Wild West.
OSCP, and OSCE, OSWP, and OSAA. I set up on the like lion on Serengeti. And I turn them fire while shooting at the confetti. When you have computer system with no integrity, and you need to give a test, call AppSec, you see. Best defense and good offense, the one chop them see. Proactivate your cover to get that security. Sniffing and diffing and hacking and cracking. I've send the competition, crying and packing. Spoofing and coding, debugging and scanning. Delivering the good like them name Peyton Manning. Reversing while the competition cursing. Them fishing, them wishing, while the other them just wishing. Employing exploits with the samurai precision. AppSec company, them are division.
All our sec, them are the very best.
The best.
All our sec for penetration test.
Penetration, yeah.
Who's our sec to educate the rest?
We call the expert DV online training, I've set room for me, so it's.
You must try harder to keep up the pace.
My boy.
Otherwise you will be a big disgrace.
Disgrace.
Tell the competition them to take a rest. I've said run the game, let me suggest you Jim run the Wild
That
West.
you are a hero today, but boy they found ya 0 day. Them the Navy still the cracking, sell a lot in my pocket, and the rest of them are infantry. Them a king of the bugging, so them a straight tugging. When they come to the legal acting, and the other skis lacking. Them say try harder, them resolve and never sweet. At the street and at the big competition second grade. The rest of those noobs who run the tools, say them not have what it takes to break the rules. Run them call it the next like a Jedi master. Breaking out your system like a full-time blaster. Check neck hunter, boy, you know you have to cop it. Android system, you.
Welcome everyone. So this is the very first Kali NetHunter episode. We're gonna have a bit of review. We're gonna talk about why is this good, how to use it in everyday life, and basically how it can benefit you. First, I'm gonna talk a little bit about myself, just to introduce myself a little bit. So I'm Attila Kalman, aka Yes I'm Self. I really love to develop for phones and to do penetration testing from phones and of course PCs with Kali Linux. So I'm really grateful for OffSec to let me do this. So I can introduce this for you and you can hopefully get in love with cybersecurity or Kali Linux itself. So I did my OSCP exam last year and since then I really started building up some experience. So finally I had time to make this video and I had some time to make this video and hopefully more will come. And if you like it, if you enjoy it, just give us a like and share with each other and we get big audience, then we're gonna have more next time. There'll be a couple attacks today. So what is Kali NetHunter? So this is basically a hacking arsenal in your pocket. You can imagine this is a complete copy or exact mobile version of Kali Linux. And basically you also have some more features, which like a Wi-Fi access point. You can run USB hid attacks, which allows you to inject keystrokes into PCs or any other devices. You also have Bluetooth attacks. You don't need any dongles or put in anything. there's a few versions of Kali NetHunter. You have basically the rootless version where you can try and have some experience with it. And if you don't need nmap, for example, which need root access to access the network, then you can have a go with it, see how you like. It can be used in any device, so you install it through Termux, and it can also run the virtual desktop. You can attach the phone to a screen or connect to it from any BNC app, or use the NetHunter CAX app. Our apps are stored in the NetHunter app store. We have updates every release and sometimes in between as well. If there's any hot fixes or new features you can try. And then you have also NetHunter Lite, which is for rooted phones without custom kernel. So you still can't plug in any USB adapters, like wireless adapters or Bluetooth adapters, but you can run, for example, the nmap and use basically any network scanning tool or program that needs to access root permission. So then you have the full edition where you can attach any wireless USBs and so on, which I just mentioned. You also have finally recently the hijacker app on the Samsung S10 and the TicWatch Pro 3, which allows you to catch a WPA through handshake and crack on the device or offline anywhere. So recently there's been, I had a bit of time to play, and I did have a new Android radio in the car, so I can even connect to the desktop experience from the car radio. And Vulkan, thanks for him, we got the new CAN tools, which allows you to penetration test cars and basically have more CAN features like CAN sniffing and injecting and all the bits and bobs which needed for car hacking. That's basically very useful if you don't have any or if you don't have much money to buy such a device to scan CAN protocol. We're also gonna do some Q&A. We're gonna review what's coming next and do a few attacks. Now, let's be honest, some of the scripts need a bit work since the Android versions are just flying away. We have a lot of new challenges, including scope storage and basically like old deprecated scripts we need to kind of rewrite or improve a little bit. We still have a few attacks now. What's coming next is also a good question. So what we are in the future, we are planning to improve the design, the whole design of the app, have the light or dark background, and light and dark theme as well. I'm planning to do more logo for the booting process, like boot logo, boot animation logo. And of course, I'm ready to do more devices, just add more features. And for those who created issues or wanted any support from me this year, I was a bit on the low side, did a bit of life work to get back in balance. And I just start to make up the missing emails, missing GitHub, GitLab emails. So I'm just gonna start work to have a great Christmas release. Oh, that's also a really big thank you for the Nextmon team to include new wireless firmware patch for the Samsung S10. And of course, a big thanks to Jacob, who helped me do the TicWatch Pro 3 wireless firmware. So you can even capture from your watch. Okay, first of all, I thought we should have had a hit attack and get this Windows 7 machine to connect back to our Kali machine. And let's just put that over here. I basically started a netcat listener on port 443. I've got my Python server on the left side, which hosts the netcat binary for Windows. This should be okay to run on any Windows versions. I just had this machine at hand now, so let's see if everything is connected and right. We should get a popping up shell on the machine, starting the head attack from the phone, and that will connect back to our Kali machine. To the left terminal. So might need a bit of connection, reconnection. Let's see. And there you go. We have the shell on the left side. Then we can of course use mimikatz or just go forward and check for more possibilities on the machine. I also want to talk a little bit about the OSCP exam. So I really need to change in life as well. Need to learn how to learn. So I'm really grateful to have Offsec bearing with me until I've done that. And all advice I can do, the tactic that worked for me, that I had the sleep time in the evening and I didn't go until like 4 a.m. to be trash next day. But I did half of the machines on the first night. Had like a 6 hour sleep, and it was perfect to keep myself in balance. And of course, I needed the countless hours on the various platforms to have some experience. That was the key for it. Okay, let's see if we can have a bit of Q&A until I plan next half an hour. See if I can get the host to have any Okay, so I'm back. So I just checked a few Q&A questions, and one of the questions are, yeah, the usual question, if OffSec is behind Kali, and yes, of course, it's being founded, and there are many developers who work at OffSec. So what I prepared in the meantime, just started this Wi-Fi Pumpkin 3 attack. Just bring that up. So if you can see, we have the virtual interface text, and VLAN VWLAN 1 has been started as an access point. Upstream is 0, which is on the internet side. And I selected a dark login, which will allow us to capture the password which the target uses. So I'm gonna go here. It's a bit light, let's take it down. I guess it's gonna get to this free Wi-Fi. And we should be presented with a login screen. Okay, I've got to go back to the Q&A because it just doesn't want to work when it's needed. Okay. So we're gonna fall a little bit on short now. Yeah, so also what's coming in the future? So that's a really interesting question. I was also planning to do a bit of a trick about smart glasses, see if it makes any sense, see if it's any useful. The watch and the phone is really useful if you have a social engineering engagement, for example, and you wanna go down on site and you don't want to walk around with a laptop with a adapter pointing out of it. So it's much more stealthier to have a phone and have a watch. Okay, I'm gonna have just a tiny little break to have some Q&A questions pulled up here because he doesn't want to come over. Gonna go on mute. I can. Having it on the front screen. Yeah, so yeah, basically since we have the Magisk module to install NetHunter, you don't even need recovery. As long as you have your device rooted, then you can install, and it doesn't need much hassle. So we used to have a recovery way to install where you need to sometimes flash the kernel separately, and support was a bit hectic. Some devices needed custom scripts to run. Well, luckily, this one is really good. I'm really thankful for the kernel development team. That's including Martin, Walken, Cyber 9777. And sorry if I missed someone. Kim Accorder, of course. Really thankful for Reason for allowing us to have Kali NetHunter developed such a long time ago, like 7 years ago, when we had the project on a bit of a downfall, where it was not picked up, and then finally Reason came and brought the team together, and we started rebuilding it. And of course, I also say happy Friday, everyone. It's finally end of the week, so thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience. And those who wait another kernel installer video from me, it's gonna take a bit more time because just how live it is now. What we have here is we have in the latest release we had install script, an example. Let's just go for that one. Let's see, it was in the MISC. Yes, so you want to build a NetHunter kernel. It's a great guide to read. Thanks to Akabolus. Sorry if I butcher up your name. Try to pronounce as much as I can. Oh, that's great. So Sony Xperia 10 Revelator says it works wonderful in it. I'm really happy to hear that. This session is going to last about an hour or maybe a bit less. I left some attacks which I wanted now for the next session, which can be hopefully in the next few weeks, or if people really like it, we're going to have more often. Or we can also have it like every release. It depends what you like. Yeah, Saguro Nomad says he's hoping it's progress on more up-to-date hardware. Yes, it's we try to support many devices, but some of the devices now come like $500 or euros. It's hard to build up. I'm especially on the side where I'm going for budget devices, so you don't need much money if you just want to play around or just jump in and start hacking around, hacking all things. I prefer phones with infrared, so you can literally control anything, just like in the Watch Dogs game. Also, Barry Evans asking how were those commands sent to phone, from the phone to the laptop. So basically, we have the head attacks, which allows the phone to send head commands, basically like typing in, like as if you would type in a keyboard. You can send head commands to the PC, which then would run and get the netcache, connect back to our host machine. It's a fairly old but still working simple attack. Messila was asking if it's coming to iOS. Well, it's could be. I can't promise anything. It's there's a bit of emulate there. It's not easy. Someone is on it, as far as I know. I hope he's progressing well. yeah, Frame is saying it's best to get a dedicated Android phone to utilize an NetHunter. So yes, it's advised not to use on your phone with banking apps or any secure apps you don't, or if you have passwords on there. It's just remember, if you have open ports on your phone, you're just running around with fake access as a fake access point, and people connect to you, they can access your stuff. Mauro's also asking if it can be installed on any Android device. Yes, the rootless version can go on any device with a Termux and a bit of storage. Then we also have our page which says which devices we support. So there's always a bigger list if it's not made on the Kali.org downloads. You can still have more. You just hit up nethunter.kali.org/kernels and you can find various devices, total of 245 kernels, more than 100 devices. And just we need to mention Binkieware and JC, I don't know who was first made NetHunter. So basically we had a prototype version of it, which was a Backtrack 5 on the first phone. I think it was a Motorola. And then they came to various devices. Thanks for their work. You can get a search for the latest devices. Basically, the Samsung S10 we had recently, bunch of attacks. It's really a good device. You can get it for like, $100 or £100. You just install Lineage OS. Just one thing to mention, you do make sure your network provider, if you're gonna use the same card with calls, make sure that your network provider has or hasn't disabled VoLTE, so voice over LTE, because even if you can use data and text messages, the call is not supported on 4G. So we're gonna make sure the network provider lets you use 3G. If you have more questions, I see live chat questions I see on YouTube. Let me just bring up if there's any from Twitch through Zoom. I'm just gonna mention it here. I put here only the Twitch questions. Oh, thanks for JJ for allowing and organizing this. It's really helpful. It's was the first I do this live, so I started a bit of nervous, but I'm getting fine now. Of course, after it's in the flow. Let's just with her, please. Yes. So Chroma Samurai, I can see. Oh, you remember the support was being made from Qualcomm 3 chipsets having monitor mode and packet injection. Now that's not exactly how it's said. It's being supported for monitor mode only. Basically, the Qualcomm 2.0 was having monitor mode and injection, which is like 5-6 devices had that firmware. It was injection code has been taken out since Qualcomm 3, which most of the devices uses. So that's why we are really happy that we had the next one for the S10. And it could be an upcoming S20, Samsung S20 will be supported. We just need to port the kernel as well. Oh, thanks for Mobile Hacker. On his side, everything works flawlessly. OnePlus 7 Pro and Xiaomi Mi 9T. Now, one of my favorite devices was a Xiaomi Mi 9 Lite, which had all the bits and bobs I needed, except the injection on the internal wireless chipset. So, but that was, yeah, one of my favorite devices. Now, you can also use the Kali desktop on your phone, and you can access from any monitor which I also used for practicing for OSCP. Just wanted to let you know, if you run the VPN to your Android, then it's a really powerful device. Everything else you can do, you can literally make a really decent penetration test from the phone without any lags. But it's kind of like one entry-level device as well. Well, yeah, Vulcan is mentioning that, yeah, Cardinal is now being supported by a few devices, but since it's very new, it's gonna need some time to get for most other devices. Now, here's the really hard part. So if someone has the device, they can add support for many features. That's still like one device out of the 100, and with specific Android versions, it's sometimes hard to backport as well. So Samsung Note 9, Jeremy Gore is asking if that works as well. Let's see. I don't actually remember that one. Nah, let's see. We'll go down. Note 7 was, I think, the latest. Yes, Note 7. So as far as I know, Samsung S8 and S9 were the ones that missing. You know, we were supporting from S3 up to like S10 now. Of course, if you want to get a Samsung S10, just make sure you've got the one with the Broadcom. Yeah, I think the Broadcom uses the maximum firmware. Exynos uses the always from QCLCOD, I think, probably. Yeah, StarMarine91 asking that when will the NetHunter store work properly again? Yes, it's a bit hectic on some devices, so it needs a complete rebuild. And of course, if anyone has any features or contributions you want to add, feel free to go to our GitLab, and we review it, we add to the next version, and of course tweak if there's any more needed for other devices to make it universal. Also, I can see Messileo is asking about, or saying that he is a junior, so good to see that. I was also, I actually haven't even known what is Linux until I got Kali NetHunter. So thanks to my neighbor, we searched for what to do with loud neighbors, and of course, we got the good solution. Maybe their Wi-Fi will be de-authenticated, so the music stops, and then the Kali feeling sucked me in. I knew that there is backtrack, I just never installed it. So it's a really good entry point, but you need to make sure you have, you know, the basics of Linux, like see the commands and some script kiddie like apps you need to experience. And just, if you can go to OffSec PG, there are free machines like OffSec Proving Grounds. You can, let's just bring that up. Just muted myself. Let's see. Yep, so you got Proving Grounds. They're also free machines, and then you can also subscribe either monthly or annually. And you can have really good practice machines, real life machines that can help you on your journey. Yeah, I cannot say enough. So you can also use other platforms to practice. it's the best to have all knowledge about all the protocols, all the examples. So it's good news if you already knew the OSCP course and for a long time. I think it was last year or before last year when they took out the binary, reverse binary hacking. So that's now not included. So it's a bit of relief. So someone who is not familiar with it can have a sip of drink. Oh, and don't forget that we're gonna have a gauntlet, which means we're gonna be new machines to new machines to hack, and you can win prizes. There is no cost. You can enter without anything to pay. It's free. You just need to register on the OffStack portal. Yes, let's just bring up how does it work. Yeah, each week new challenges will come. Top performers are rewarded. I think it's more than $100,000. What you can be part winner, you can win prizes, or you can also get OffStack subscriptions. Learn one, which value is pretty nice. Well, of course, you can get PG practice annual subscription and the course and third bundle. First 100 positions are rewarded. Oh, by the Graham is saying he's been using Kali since it came around. I used to use Backtrack. Yeah, I also seen Backtrack when I was really young. I just couldn't handle that everything goes through terminal. My brain couldn't catch it. Okay, YouTube questions are done. Let's see if there's any more from Twitch. Let's see. Just keep forgetting that the chat is going away if I put it down. Oh yeah, it's down there, of course. So also Chroma Samurai is saying you can, is it normal if for hijacker the TicWatch Pro 3 is crashing while booting? So I'm not aware of that, but I'm gonna try to reproduce and I'm gonna be in contact with you. It should have one reboot for when you're installing the NetHunter app, but not for hijacker. Oh, Lucky in the Sky saying, how do we feel that Google's decision to lock the bootloader on the phones? Well, that's a bummer. So I'm sure there will be a way to go around this. Well, I hope at least. And this, if there's any other manufacturers we follow that will affect, well, I know we always get around. So a really big thank you for the community who supports the project. So there's various people who are on the Magisk side, who are on the root side, and many people wants to root their new phones as well. So I'm sure they will have a way to find it out. Oh, known ways to adapt Kali NetHunter on generic kernel image devices, so GKI devices, casual unknown just asked. As far as I know, yes, it is possible. If you always find your kernel, the kernel source, Basically, you just add the NetHunter features. Just make sure that kernel is for that device. You can. I just installed a Samsung A33 5G that I got from Kimokoda with the generic image, and it can be rooted. NetHunter is on it, the generic image without kernel. I just need to pop back on it and then finish the kernel building, and that in theory that should be all right to install from the Magis module. Also, Chroma Samurai goes, it was the difference between the NetHunter Full and the Pro. Oh, of course, we haven't mentioned the Pro, so that's a whole different story. I also should have mentioned, if anyone is new here, doesn't know what's Kali NetHunter other than a hacking arsenal in your pocket, that it's basically an overlay on top of Android, and you have all the features of the phones. Ideally, 99% of the time you can use it still for calling, use the camera, use for any of your daily routines. Everything works most of the time. Yes, of course, some banking apps won't work if you have rooted device. That's kind of unrelated to the NetHunter or some other secure apps. Okay, so let's go here. Oh, let's see when I've muted myself. So what did you hear me last time? Let's see. Managed to mute myself, of course, again. Chromosome meant that, launching hijacker causes the watch not to boot. I'm gonna look into that because I haven't experienced that. So you can mention me all the versions. I'm not sure if you heard that casual unknown. So let's see. Yeah, so there's no documentation for that. No documentation on the GK porting yet. So ideally you should have installed the generic image and then you port the kernel as if it would be any other device. It's just a bit harder to find because it probably uses, I'm not sure about that, but it probably uses a universal or the kernel that more devices use. But I'm sure you can find the version. And yeah, there's a separate community. So if you come to the Discord server, you're gonna have a NetHunter general, rootless, a dev, and a pro thread in there where you can ask and you can join if you have any other issues. We are here to help. Feel free to come. Let's see if there's any more questions. Then I'm gonna start saying the outro and what could come next. So I planned a few attacks for today. We're gonna have more next time, and I potentially have another guest. So I won't be as boring as this time. So we should be talking with someone and having few attacks as well. So I wanted the WPS push button attack that will definitely come next time. I also an evil twin, which I just wanted to show you. I redo that. Ref shell is done. That's when I also wanted to next time. Let's see if we can pin brute force a locket device. Of course, we can make sure it doesn't need or it doesn't automatically lock after 5-10 tries. Let's see. XHQE is also asking if the Pine Phone Pro is the easiest phone options to start out with. So I haven't had any experience with the pros yet. You need to do a bit of research on that. But as far as I know, for me, having an Android device, not a bare phone, Linux phone, like an Android phone, I could just install if it's rooted, and if it's easy to root, then the NetHunter is fairly easy to install as well. Is because all you need to do is basically get the full installer on a website. I can show you here. If you scroll down, you have all the examples of the attacks, and you have the generic images. So if your kernel is not supported, but you have root, you just go ahead and download the full image, ARM64 nowadays, and just install images. Everything will go on. And then if you have images here, which is supported by us, basically all images you see here is more than the kernels itself, because these here are the ones where you have one full installer, no hassle to install anything else, like more kernels or more zips with other kernels, or separate modules and all that. These should all go on first try. Some of the older devices won't go on Magisk, and then you need to go from recovery, and both is included in these images. All right, so we're gonna leave a feedback link in the description or the chats. Oh yeah, in the chats. Basically, you've got a form. Please share feedback so I can learn from it and have a really nice improvements. Let's see if there's any YouTube questions. Ooh, the honest back guy. Thanks for your honesty. Yes, this is the first time I'm doing this, and hopefully we'll get improved, as it's not easy to jump in the very first time. Yeah, you use Google phones. Well, now that's nice. Some pixels are supported. And also try if you can leave any feedbacks on wherever, see which is it better for you on Friday or is it better for you on Saturday. Of course, the time zones are different everywhere, so I kind of go on with what's better for me. As I was thinking about night time as well, but it was just wouldn't be easy with the lights here. You know, if I'm gonna showcase more devices or more hacks, gonna be better. Revelator is saying everything is running as okay. That's great. Let's see if there was anything else I could have mentioned. Yeah, come to the Gauntlet, win some prizes, get into OffSec, get into Kali. It's really fun. It's a really life-changing cybersecurity. Most recommended. Oh, I see. Of course, some people saying is a Control-C issue is caused terminal to stop, Android terminal to stop. Yeah, we are aware of that. We just need to find out what device is doing it, what keyboard apps doing it, because I couldn't reproduce on the hacker's keyboard and even on the stock Gboard. Yeah, with the terminal having the control button or the hacker's keyboard of having the control button. It just didn't matter. Yeah, and just so you know that Magisk 28.1 is supported the latest. As far as I know, 28.0 is a bit more stable according to the feedbacks. Okay, it's gonna close for now. So join us next time as well. Thanks for coming. Thanks for everyone for showing up. I'm really grateful for having you on here, all on Twitch, all on YouTube. And if you're stuck in life or you're just stuck on your hacker journey, just don't forget you can check healinghackers.org, which can reflect what's in your inside. You can do it on your outside. You can basically just decide, and you can easily improve yourself while you also improve your cybersecurity careers. So just remember, don't go all the way down on the rabbit hole on each attack. So every little thing, just make sure you keep your balance in life. Don't be an addict. It waits for you. Time serves you. And yeah, thanks for joining. See you next time. See you later. Peace.